Let's talk about how to get better awareness. I think it's a place that a lot of you struggle is not picking up on subtle cues or even obvious cues, and that's what's really causing you to struggle. So today, we're going to be spectating some solos, taking a look at how players either have good awareness or bad awareness, and how we can start to get more kills by improving our awareness. So let's go ahead and jump in here. I love spectating solos because everything is a 1v1 fight. At the end of the day, if you can't win your 1v1s, you're not going to win your 1v2s, 1v3s, or 1v4s. So let's take a look at what players actually do well and what they're missing. What audio cues, what pieces of information are they missing that's causing them to struggle with awareness? Now, one thing that I do want to say, let's go ahead and get into this, and then we'll give tips and we'll talk about that and where I think a lot of you struggle. Now, biggest thing is audio cues and understanding little things like doors. Somebody actually asked me the other day, you know, understanding when you land, especially where you land, what sound do the doors make in Control? And I say this for a very specific reason. In Control, where I land, the wooden doors on the bottom make a different noise than the metal doors up top. So that is something that I use to my advantage in terms of awareness. When we start off by talking about awareness, and this person's just looting right in front of you, hit shots, good movement. I think we're in for this player might be good. When we talk about awareness, you know, we need to talk about our minimap. And I did a full video on how to hack your minimap and really use that to your advantage yesterday. So if you haven't seen it, I'll go ahead and leave it for you down in the comments and the description. I would recommend, if you haven't seen it, to pause this video and go check it out and then come back to this, because everything will make a lot more sense, but it's totally up to you. Now, we have one up above here using minimap, and notice how many people are all around. Biggest thing with Vanguard weapons right now is the non-silencers, giving us that information constantly. One right behind you flying in, so up above. And one thing that I want to talk about awareness, two things that I want to talk about with awareness. First things first is not forgetting information. That's really going to help you with awareness is, you know, now I know there's one top prison. I don't necessarily, one right there. Oh, Facebook.gg, rocking the movement. We know that there's still one up top. We know there's still ones either on the roof of prison or on that third floor, and keeping track of that information is really going to help you with your awareness. Now, once we get information, we need to start to anticipate people, start to center our crosshairs, be ready, but we've talked about that a lot. Let's specifically focus on awareness. Now, doesn't really know where anybody is. Man, the YY is really annoying to watch. I've got to be honest. This is like not even fun to watch, but we'll go ahead and good. You know what? That's what you get for being cocky and stimming and trying to do all this crazy stuff. Let's go ahead and watch this player right here and see what's going on. That player deserved that. I mean that with all due respect. The other thing that I want to talk about is a lot of you struggle with awareness because you're too slow acting on information. And what I mean by that is you get a piece of information, you're not totally confident, you let that information run out, and then you lose track of where people are. Now, one above right there. Yep, good shots right there with the Modern Warfare MP5 using the hipfire. And he's got another one. And I actually didn't hear that person just because of the shooting, but that's tough. That's part of solos, is the constant third partying and fourth partying, so really be ready about that. Let's keep paying attention to awareness here. One down, straight down lane. So this is where I talk two people fighting, right? Straight back. This is where I talk about go act upon this information, because the moment this person moves, you lose that awareness. You lose track of where that person is, right in the corner to your right, behind you. That's where you check first. Didn't check. Kind of nervous. One to the right, maybe? One to the left, now down below. Notice they're down below right by the bounty, and that's just checking that minimap. You know, I want to be careful about over-checking, but that's stuff that you should pick up on, especially right to your left. Right to your left. Act on this information. Use this to your advantage. Now, look, we're spectating a pretty interesting player here. This is clearly a player that is not as good, but you want to act on the information when you have it before you start having to just anticipate everything. I promise you, if I tell you where somebody is, and I tell you to go act on that information, that's very easy to get better at. You anticipate, you hit shots, you use your movement. But if I'm telling you to roam around and start to try to figure out where people are, that starts to get a lot tougher. That starts to, you constantly have to have reaction time and be ready for people. Two down below, right? Go third party this. I think that's another tip that I have for you in terms of awareness is don't be afraid of third party people. I really hope this. Let's see what he does. By the way, I'd be grabbing bounties here. I'd really start to shooting up above. And look, there's so much fighting in courtyard. This is where you start to really third party. Now, be strategic about how you approach. Understand that there's a lot of fighting. You don't necessarily want to full send, but at the end of the day, and you know, you want to put yourself in the action if you're looking to get better. By the way, just understand that especially in solos, there is probably a player like this in every single lobby. I promise you, it's probably the worst player in the lobby. Now, if you find him and farm it over and over again, that's pretty good for you. But I promise you, there is a player like this in every single lobby. Straight ahead. Straight ahead. You saw him. Yep. He's going to die right here. No way he gets this kill. No way he gets this kill. No way he is finessing this. There you go. And he's dead. Okay, on to the next one. Here we go. We're picking up with Mr. Wick. Let's see. Let's see what Mr. Wick does. Look, at the end of the day, if you're that player, just focus on aim and movement as a starting point. But I really want to get back to awareness. Flying in right above you. Flying in right there to your left. You see him? Go challenge him. Don't waste this information. You see him right there? One more. Still one more there. Yep. And you're getting shot from behind from bio. So, another thing that I want to talk about is when we talk about awareness, don't forget information. Now you know that there's that person was actually at chem. Don't forget there's one at chem, 33.9. Now we start to think about where this person could be. Could be in the little back room in the offices to the left. Could be in showers. Probably in showers. Quick reload. It was probably the person that he was actually just shooting. Now he's gone. So, let's go ahead and find more people. Let's go ahead and see what we can find. Keep pushing. And if you run heartbeat sensor, that's okay. Heartbeat versus stims, which one should you run? You feel like you have decent awareness and can understand. Yep, he got pushed. Back to Fox. This is the guy that was. Was this the guy that was stimming? I don't think it was. I think this was the guy that got third-partied in the stairwell earlier. How many kills does he have now? We're back to good awareness. 12 kills. We're back to good awareness here. Not really seeing anything just yet. One right up above. Good movement. Good shots with the AMAX. Close range AMAX. Go challenge this immediately. Jump up top. Yep. Go challenge the anticipator around the corner. There he is. And notice how he doesn't waste any time. He doesn't give anybody an opportunity he doesn't give himself an opportunity to lose awareness because he acts while he still has that information. I think that's one of the biggest things that I want you to do. And look, if you die, pay attention to why you die. A lot of times it's probably execution, you know, your movement and your aim. But if you are starting to put yourself in situations and anticipate well and act on information, you're going to be in a much better spot right there. Yep, good kill. Go get money. Go spend your money. Go get a UAV up here. That's going to make awareness significantly better. Go get a UAV up. Buy a UAV. Pop a UAV. Grab a second loadout. You don't have enough for a second loadout. Buy a UAV. Pop a UAV. Buy another UAV. Buy a self-revive. There's your order of operations. There's your order of operations. So we got the sniper and the Owen gun here. One to your left, somewhere probably over around Nova 6. Now, you don't always, like I've kind of been saying, you don't always have to act on that information. But in this situation right here where I don't know where anybody is, top prison, right? Look at minimap, top prison. And I am checking minimap kind of, yep, right above you. I'm checking minimap throughout kind of the game. Yep, right behind. He's got a CX-9 maybe. You might want to hit your shots with the Owen gun there. It's not that hard to use, is it? I don't know. What was I saying? I was saying that you don't want to stare at your mini-map, especially as you're starting to challenge people and you're approaching people, but you want to be constantly peeking that mini-map to see what red dots you can find. At the end of the day, I'd rather be pushing somebody as opposed to pushing nobody. I'd rather be pushing somebody as opposed to pushing nobody. One inside. Go anticipate around the corner right to your right. Yep, there he is. That's anticipation right there. That's what it is. You know, that is a very obvious situation about where that person is, and he just didn't execute. That is the exact situation I was telling you about earlier with you're in a spot where you're not executing in terms of aim and movement, but you anticipated a little bit. You understood and acted upon that information, which is kind of the third or fourth tip in terms of my 5 pillars. And that's okay. You're going to die, but start to learn from those. And what I always say is people say, how do I get better? One of the biggest things is understanding why you're actually dying. What is it that you need to work on? If you're dying because you don't know where anybody is, pop more UAVs. If you're dying because you don't hit shots, work on your aim. If you're dying because you are taking too much damage, work on your movement. If you're dying because of everything, work on everything right in front of you. Yep, no information up. Did have enough for a UAV. Didn't even think about rotating to get a UAV. And that's where some information is better than no information. If you don't know where anybody is, don't just sit in one spot. Try to find some people. You may get shot in the back. Keep in mind your cover, right? Constantly be aware of your cover. He's going to challenge this. That's an aggressive challenge right there. That is an aggressive challenge, and I love it. 13 kills in a tough spot here. Probably has to early rotate. By the way, I'd probably grab big game bounty here behind just to get that information. See where the other sweaty player is. Keep in mind that big game bounty goes to the person with the most amount of kills. Most amount of kills. I know it's late in the video, but if you are looking to get better, take a few seconds. If you made it this far, thank you. Take a few seconds, hit that subscribe button down below for daily videos, and I live stream on YouTube as well. So if you want to know when I'm posting and going live, make sure you turn on that notification bell. Okay, so he does a good job with the precision, buying him time. He knows there's one over here. End game. You want to try to get information about where everybody is. So we've got two to the left, most likely, unless this is a precision or a cluster. It looks like a precision. So we've got one to the left. Did he pop UAV? No. One to the, yep, one back behind on top prison. So I'd go fight for top prison here. I'd go, why? Where's your power position? Where's your cover? Top prison is clearly your power position right here. It doesn't even matter what anything is. That's your power position. Still 4 people left. So we got one top prison. We've got one down below by Nova 6. I just heard glass break over to, you know, the, somewhere around. If it's glass, it's probably in tower building. This is actually a good spot to be. This is actually a power position right here. He's going to rotate. He's got to rotate early to Nova 6. Use the gas mask and get top roof. One right below him. Inside, you can hear the footsteps. Yeah, one right below. Yeah, take that out. Now go rotate. Rotate early. Don't rotate late. Don't rotate late. You need to... Yep, one to your left. One out in the street. Fight the guy out in the street. He's right below you. One's still down there. 1v1 for the win. With a crossbow. You're challenging the wrong guy. Go. You've got gas mask. He's gonna die. He's gonna lose this game. He's gonna lose this game. All he had to do was rotate. Yeah, he's dead. No way. No way. All he had to do was rotate early to Nova 6. So I hope you found today's video helpful. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.